everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my series on traveling on a budget. So on Monday I talked about how we budget to travel, how we budget for a vacation, and gave some tips and tricks on that. I will have that video linked somewhere on this screen if you would like to go watch it first before you do this one. Today I'm going to talk about how we keep track of our spending while we're on vacation, and then on Friday I'm going to talk about how to travel on a budget. So I'll give some tips and tricks on how we save money while we're traveling, if that makes sense at all. So anyways, yeah, don't forget to subscribe so you can get notifications of when those videos are posted, and we'll go ahead and get started. So as I talked in my video on Monday about finding out how much your vacation is going to cost, or kind of get an estimate of what you're going to be working towards, you're going to want to do this for tracking your spending as well. You need, once you get to the very end when y'all are about to leave, really buckle down and decide how much you're going to spend on everything. Budget how much you're going to spend on drinks, because Lord knows sometimes you just got to get a drink when you're on the road or wherever you're going. So budget for drinks, budget for each and every meal, budget for snacks along the way, souvenirs, clothes, anything that you might, like miscellaneous things that you may need to get. So we budget for each and every single one of those items. And so how do we keep track of those items? There's several different ways that you can do it, but I'll talk about 3 different ones. One way that we have done is we have taken a tiny little notebook and have written down, as we paid things, written down everything that we paid. And so I would add it up and just kind of keep track in my mind of how much we've spent, and kind of just went from there. The best way that I think to do it, and this is how we're going to do it when we go to New England in the fall, is I'm going to do it through EveryDollar. So I'm going on the month, we're going at the end of October and beginning of November, so I'm going to have line items for everything, so like vacation food, vacation drinks, all that kind of stuff. So as we spend, I'm just going to go on to EveryDollar and take it out of that account, and it'll just calculate it for me. It'll be a lot quicker and easier, and I just think that will be a lot easier for us, and that'll be a best decision for us. We have the app on our phones, so it'll just be a piece of cake, basically. So that's how we're going to do it. Another way that you can do it, or I know that a lot of people do, is they actually pay cash only. I have done a video on why we do not use the cash envelope system, but I just personally do not like carrying a lot of cash, especially since we're going to be gone for a week. That's going to be a lot of cash we'll be carrying, and I just don't feel comfortable doing that at all. But if you're going for just a weekend trip or one night or something like that, this is totally doable. Is just creating different cash envelopes for everything, and that way as you pay for dinner, you pay out of your food or dinner envelope, and then you just, that's all the money you have. So that's the safe way to do it. If you tend to be an overspender using a card, then I highly, highly recommend that you do the cash envelope system instead. So that way when you're out, or it'll cause you to budget a little bit more when you're eating or getting drinks and stuff. You might not get the $20 drink, you'll probably get the $10 drink or whatever. If it's a $20 drink, that's pretty dang expensive, but in Vegas, that's how it is. But anyways, just a little tip for you. So we do not carry cash. We'll carry a little bit of cash just like as an emergency if we go someplace, because we're going to New England. I've only been there once, and that was like back in 2007. So I know things have definitely probably changed up there, and I'm sure they're with the 21st century, but you never know. Some places don't take cards, and I don't carry checks, so they only take cash. Or if we have to pay to park or pay for something random, I always like to keep a little bit of cash with us just in case we need it. But it's kind of like one of those where it's tucked way in the wallet and I never look at it kind of thing, because I don't think of it as our spending money. Our spending money is budgeted into EveryDollar, and then it's taken out of there, if that makes sense at all. So anyway, so how you can track your vacation. Spending is by doing it old school way, write it down, bring a little notebook with you. I just have a tiny little one. I can't remember where I got it from. Probably like Hobby Lobby or something. It fit perfectly in my purse, and just whenever we paid for something, I would write it down on the page that it belonged. So I had like a food page, or I didn't have food, I had like dinner, lunch, breakfast, stuff like that. And so I would just write it on there, and at the end of the day, I would just calculate and see how much we have left on each of those things. But make sure you budget for everything while you're on vacation. Like, try to really think through what would we possibly have to spend money on, and go from there. And make it realistic, guys. Don't think that you're going to spend only $100 on lodging when you're going to be gone for 3 nights or something like that. Like, really be realistic about it. And if the trip is too expensive for you, then don't take it. Do not go into debt to go on vacation. That is the worst idea that you could possibly do ever. Take a smaller trip, or put your trip off and save for it. Do not by any means get a travel credit card, a credit card of any sort, personal loan, whatever, to do this. You can save for it, or you can just take a smaller vacation, a smaller trip. But anyways, those are my tips for you guys today on how to keep track of your spending while you're on vacation. If you have any questions or anything, please list them below. I'll try to answer them as much as I possibly can. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying this series. And don't forget to come back on Friday for my tips on how to be on a budget while you're traveling. Anyways, thanks y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.